Okay, now we're recording.
My name is Jean Solomon. It's February 9th, 2017, and I wanted to talk about what happened when we used managed moves for our moves from Wild Road Loop to here. I have had a stroke and I have MS, so I wasn't able to participate very much, but we explained when we talked to them at first that there's nothing wrong with my mind and I can make decisions, and would go around the house and with them, or they could bring things to me and say yes or no, sail or no, and that's what we did. I trusted them implicitly, and I guess that's one reason I'm so disappointed. We had a large what I call a waterfall chest that my husband's father designed, and it was disassembled in the garage because it was too big for the house where we lived. I wanted to retain it, and Paul had promised it to a family who had room for it, and a museum that he worked with if they didn't want it or couldn't use it. For some reason it was thrown out. They told me it was damaged, and when I said, but I told you not to throw it out, to keep it, they said, well, it's gone. And we went through some processes where they brought two big gray boxes into me that were labeled Steuben. They're very heavy cardboard reinforced boxes, and inside were 6 hand-blown, custom-made Steuben wines and water goblets, three water goblets with what they call the double air twist design in the stem, and 3 red wines. And I had also packed some very delicate things in those boxes because the cubby holes were so thick and it was so safe. And I said, those boxes both go with me to the new house. Please put them where they will go to the new house. Oh yes, we will. And we went through the same thing with my father's doctor bag. After we moved, I discovered the Steuben boxes were gone. The goblets, which were in separate gray flannel bags with silver labels that said Steuben, were gone. One of the girls came in holding 2 of them in the bag, and she said, do you want these? And I said, yes, put them back in the box. They are to go to the house with me. She said, okay. I think that was Lisa, but I am not sure. Anyway, I've never seen them again. They were sold or given away or something without my approval. And some of the things that were in those boxes have been recovered. They were left on a sale table, and one of my friends saw them and grabbed them for me. But that and a small Steuben, what is called a hand cooler. It's a small piece of crystal. They were used in Victorian times. It was shaped like a bunny. It's gone, along with the padded gray Steuben box that it was in. I have the one that is a frog, but I had 2 of them. And there were, so sorry.
It's okay.
There were 2 Marshall Bame porcelain sculptures of rabbits. One was sitting up on his hind feet and one was crouched. They're both gone. They were in those boxes. My mom gave those to me, along with a Bame rose and a Bame bluebird that was in a little gold stand of its own. There are 2 or 3 crystal evergreen trees that are gone. Mats Johansson ice flow sculpture that is gone. A big Itala crystal bowl that's gone, about 11 inches across. Looks like icicles. These things were important to me. I have some family left, and I wanted to pass them on, or maybe sell them if I need money in the future. They're very expensive, they were very valuable. I told the people from Managed Moves, particularly Linda, and Krista, that I would be happy to look up and give her all of the stats on the artists and the like BAME and Steuben. She said, oh no, we can do that ourselves, but they never did. And from what my friend Diane said, the things were marked like $2 and $3 and $10 for a painting that's worth $300 or $400. Just breaks my heart. And I don't know where anything went. I had to fight with them over keeping my shoes. They made fun of me and called me Cruella de Vil over one pair. And I finally made a joke out of it. I said, look, I'll be the best dressed person in a wheelchair. And she said, how are you gonna get to the wheelchair? I said, I'll wear flats and then tuck them under my rug and wear my high heels in a wheelchair. And she said, well, you don't need that many shoes. And I said, well, they're my shoes and I'm keeping them. And, you know, the one girl said, oh, I wish my feet were smaller, because there were some $300 and $400 shoes in there. And, you know, I was asked why I wanted to keep the hat from my wedding. Well, because it was my wedding and I wanted to keep it, that's why. There were two large tables. One was a conference table and one was a coffee table that my husband designed and his father made. They're gone. I don't know whether they were sold, given away, thrown away, I don't know. And also my rug, which was a 12.5 by 16, hand-carved, handmade wool Indian Oriental. I was told it was ratty, and that, I don't know where it is. It could be in a homeless camp for all I know. They threw it away, I guess. It could be rebound and resized, but they didn't bother. I told them I wanted to keep it, and they said, oh, never mind. And they kept telling me, well, you only need one dress or two skirts and two tops. And I said, I'm not going to a home. I'm going to a condo with my husband, and we finally persuaded Linda to come over and look at the condo, because they said, well, we've got plans for all those places. We know what will fit. I said, no, you don't. It's just awful. I repeatedly had to say, well, because I want that, or because it's mine and I'm going to keep it. And, you know, I was treated like the village idiot. At the end of the day, at 2 or 3 o'clock, when Krista, or not Krista, Linda, finished, Paul would say, are we on track? Are we okay to the estimate? And she would say, oh, you're fine, and then tell us when she was coming back. We were not told that it would cost more money to come back, or that we were over budget, ever. We were not given a shipping bill for the move-in here. When I was sitting here in my chair with our friend Tom, they came in with the small medicine refrigerator, and they said, where do you want it? And I said, put it somewhere and plug it in. They didn't plug it in, they put it in a closet, and it leaked and ran over, and we had water in the back hall, and my husband's medicine and my MS medicine were ruined. That's an expensive proposition. And I was just ignored at every turn. My mother's $7,000 custom-made couch was sold for $45. Things were left out on the driveway in the rain. Good piece of furniture, like the conference table. It just insane. I don't understand why we would be treated like that. I did nothing to harm them. I certainly said nothing nasty. And I had, there are 3 of my Victorian card cases missing. I don't know what happened to them. One was sterling silver that Paul bought me in London. One was sandalwood. Another was mother of pearl. I found 2 of them, which I guess nobody wanted to buy. But the other 3 are missing. I haven't seen them since. There are boxes stacked in my closet. I can't get into my closet because my walker won't fit. Because they didn't leave me any room to move around. They just stacked boxes and left. And I don't know what's in those boxes. We're going to have some help over the weekend, which we will pay for, to help unpack them and help me put things away where they belong. I haven't a clue anymore. Things were just jumbled up. We had a bunch of things that were just rolled up in a box, like that sculpture, and left, and not even wrapped in paper. It's glass, and I paid $800 for it. It was a gift to my husband. For God's sake, that's just unfair. And it's unkind when they purported to be people who would work with people who couldn't do it themselves. 10 years ago, I could have packed the whole house up in 5 days and moved us and gotten everything put away in a month or 2. Now I can't. Anyway, that's about all I can manage.